And I'm going to be honest, I have very, very big issues with religion, especially since my parents used religion against me to do all of this stuff towards me. Both of my parents said it was very clear that God told them to do what they were doing to me. And growing up and having that happen to me for 16 years.
This video is quite a very sad video. It's about a girl telling a story about her father, how her father destroyed her life. She also mentioned how her father and other family members used religion to deceive her. They made her believe that all they did to her was acceptable in their religion. Let's hear her story.
Okay, I guess this is a story time that everyone didn't really realize when I first blew up, but need it now. My father and my grandmother were in an ancestral relationship. My father and my grandmother on my father's side, so it's his biological mother, grew up doing stuff together. And then when my father finally married his first wife, and his first wife found the fuck up, she left. The entire family lied to me and said that my father left because she was an alcoholic, his ex-wife. No, it's because his ex-wife found out that my father and his mom were so then he married my mom, forced my mom to have me within like a year, locked us both in a trailer home. My dad sexually abused me, and then I also found out that he was fucking his mom. And my grandmother would always call my father her first true love and her husband. And when my parents finally divorced when I was 16 years old, he went back to his mother's house and continued his relationship with her. And his family can say that I'm lying, but I have proof. She knows too. She literally knows too. And now that my father's dead, I finally feel free to talk about this because he sexually abused me for 16 fucking years. Took child pornography of me. My entire father's family is aware of this. My grandmother and my aunt are both aware. My father died of a stroke. But before he died of a stroke, he had multiple strokes and he was basically like a vegetable. During that period of time, my aunt made him rewrite the will so everything goes to her, which is not legal because my uncle, who's not married in the family anymore, contacted me and told me that he was the executor on the will, so everything she did is completely illegal. So I had to get my father's death certificate, found out that he died from complications of diabetes. Great, because I hated that motherfucker. He me for 16 fucking years. And there's video proof of it. Oh, and fun part, my mom was actually taking the videos of everything. My life is so up, by the way. So that is why I coped on the internet, reading my mom's text messages, because my mom was recording me getting raped by my father every single night for 16 fucking years. So to everybody who is saying that I was racist reading my mom's messages, no, I was coping because my mom was so fucking abusive to the point where I do not talk to that bitch anymore whatsoever. And she made money off of my child body. But unfortunately, with the statute of limitations, it's too late for me to press charges. But you know, it's not too late for me to finally tell the entire world the fucking truth. The entire truth. Roland Leon Doyle was my biological father, and he and sodomized me for 16 fucking years. And I am more than happy that that motherfucker is dead. And he is the reason why I am as fucked up as I am. But the reason why my grandmother is still alive, Virginia Fannis. And she is the whole reason why my entire family got fucked up. She locked me in a fucking cage. She touched me too. And this is my first time finally being honest about it because she touched me too. And no one in that family will believe me except for my one cousin. And I even haven't said it. I don't have to say it to her because I know she knows. I know that family knows the sick things my father and my grandmother did to me because they were doing sick things to each other. And my mom knew all of it. So yeah. When you're wondering why I don't talk to any of my family, it's because they should all be in jail. So thank you. That is your story time. If you're wondering why I posted all those messages to my mom and I, that's why. Because I needed someone else to be like, this is not fucking okay. Because it wasn't. None of it was. Unfortunately, my mother's still alive, so I'm not going to say her name, but people know where she is. She works at Public Job now. My father's dead. Alhamdulillah, he died last year, and I finally feel free. To really say all of this. So welcome to my fuck of a life.
That family is crazy. Oh my goodness. What did I just listen to? How did she cope? I know I've heard worse stories. Yes, I have. I've heard worse stories. But I feel like she's handling it better, or maybe she's not. It's sad. The story didn't just end there. She went on to talk about how they used religion to make her do what she did. Yeah? They made her believe it was okay in their religion, Christianity, in their religion, to do what they did to her. Let's hear the other part of the story.
This is kind of a side note. I see a lot of people praying for me in the comments or telling me to pick up a religion, and I'm gonna be honest, I have very, very big issues with religion, especially since my parents used religion against me to do all of this stuff towards me. Both of my parents said it was very clear that God told them to do what they were doing to me. And growing up and having that happen to me for 16 years really makes me feel like there isn't a God, because why would that fucking shit be slid or happen at all if there is a God? But I appreciate everyone saying that. I just want you guys to understand, my parents were on drugs. They weren't drinking. They were completely sober. They used the power of religion to say and have me submit to what they wanted me to do. So there is no way ever I will ever become religious because of how fucked it is. And my parents claimed that they were, my father claimed he was Presbyterian Catholic. But I really do not, I am not religious. No. How can I believe in a God when this happened to me my entire life?
She didn't stop at that. She made mention of her father being a cop. Her father works in police in the US, and how the father and his colleagues are involved in sex trafficking. Yeah. She also made mention of the fact that her health teacher was aware of her predicament, and when they tried reaching out to the right authorities to seek justice for her, and they found out that the father is a police in the US, a top ranking police, that case did not move further, didn't go further, and she became scared. Let's hear her tell the story.
I just woke up and I saw all of that. So thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. I posted it. Just be straight up. I've been an alcoholic for the past year and a half. It's been rough. I don't go to therapy. I don't go to counseling. I've had therapists just quit on me. And it's very hard because most of this town that I live in knows who my father is, and they protect him, regardless of him being dead or not. Because he was a prominent figure in the police community here. And I was technically sex trafficked. And there's a lot of other children in this area that are going through the same thing. And that is why I posted it, because there's so many children that are daughters and sons of people that are in police departments that are being used for sex trafficking. And that is the number one way that they use for sex trafficking, because my father was in the police department. And other people in his police department were his biggest buyers. I know I can say this publicly. Lancaster Police in Pennsylvania is being currently investigated for the sex trafficking ring that I was under. Which feels amazing, because that's the only justice I feel like I can ever get. Because my father's dead, so I can't do anything there. I can't do anything about my grandmother because that's statute of limitations and she's too old and veggie. And I wish I could press charges on my mother, but I am too weak. I am still too weak to do that. But I'm on here to let others know that you're not alone. You're not alone. I'm 23 years old. I own my own house. I own my own car. I have my own business. I have my own savings. I pulled myself out of this. I have no family. I don't have a mother. I don't have a father. I don't have a family that I can run to for a backup plan. I've been alone since I was 19. And it's been really hard. But just know that it's so common. And there's so many other kids that are out there going through the same thing. And if you're one of them, You're not alone. Please look at me. Don't hurt yourself. I've been there. It's not too late. What they did to you will never, ever define you. And what you can do is turn around what they did to you and make a way to define yourself. I took back what they did to me and became a model, an actor, a creator. I'm an influencer. Now I'm out here helping others that are going through the same thing. And that's all I wanted when I was a kid. I wish I had someone, because I had nobody. So I went to school every single day, just kind of hiding it. I was just the person who always laughed a lot. No one ever knew what was wrong with me, because I thought everything was normal. Sorry for my little mental breakdown there. Okay. But you are not alone. If you're going through this, you are not alone. My DMs are always open. It's okay. It will be okay. No matter if it feels like the world is crashing down and ending. Dude, I never thought I would be fucking alive, first of all, at 23. Made it this far. That's crazy. But second of all, to be where I am as financially successful, but also mentally, I wouldn't say physically, mentally successful in a way where I'm finally able to be open about this and know that it's not my fault is crazy to me. So yeah, there's just so many comments and I can't reply to them all, and I just opened my phone and I just started sobbing, and I was like, okay, I need to say something. But yeah, thank you. I just want to clarify, I didn't post that for sympathy, and I think that's very obvious for people who could tell I'm obviously telling the truth. But when I was growing up, I wish there was another creator or just someone on the internet. I felt so alone growing up. I thought I was the only fucking person. And now that I'm finally like older, every other scroll I see stories of people talking about their parents being in ancestral relationships with their grandparents. It's so much more common than you people think. Significantly common. To drop a little bomb, if you've really gotten this far in 5 minutes, my father and my grandmother were also part of the KKK. My grandmother was a KKK princess. When I first told my health teacher about what's going on, because there's teachers in my school that knew what was going on, and they reported it to CPS, and then they found out that my dad was a cop, and then I would come to school with a black eye. They found out real quick that nothing could be reported. So corrupt towns, corrupt living, corrupt life. But yeah, that's my little rant. Thank you guys for the support. Just know
The story is really sad. Having a family, but living like you have no family because they all turned against you. It's really sad. And knowing that there is really nothing you can do, even the government can't help you because of the position that your father holds in the society, in the police unit. It makes it worse, seeing the person hurting you, walking around freely and knowing fully well that there is really nothing you can do to stop him. It's more painful. It is more painful. In addition to her story, she mentioned that even her friends that she told about it at some point did say she deserved it. Even the boyfriend she was dating at that point did also say she deserved all that she was getting from her family. How cruel can people be? Let's hear more.
The craziest part about this is it's so true, because even the family I had at the time, even the friends I had at the time, like even told me that I deserved it. Like I had nobody until I went to college, and like I started being open to people in college because I had to go to a community college. So I was still living at home with my mom. And even though my parents were divorced, my mom didn't sexually abuse me, but my mom was very physical and mentally abusive. So that's why I had all those messages from me posting at the time. If you followed me beforehand, I posted myself reading my mom's messages. But yeah, and I had ex-boyfriends that would like do the same shit to me. I had ex-friends that would do the same shit to me, like just telling me like, well, you kind of deserved it, you know, that's how it is. And this year I cut off like 5 other people who were very, very close to me during that time, because those were the only people that supported me during that period of time in my life, but actually used me for my trauma, because they're like, but we told you that, like, we know that your dad did that to you, so we can't be lying to you about anything else. And I'm like, wow, I really had friends that like weren't friends. They were just using me like the entire time because they knew I trusted them because of one drama. So it's been a lot of that. I can only say like I have 3 real friends, but I have a severe struggle with friendship. I have a severe struggle with a relationship. I mean, I've been in a relationship for 3 years. My boyfriend is the real reason why I'm genuinely feel like I'm healing, because he's like straight up like, bitch, your family's fucked up. So I'm like, yeah. And he's like, bitch, your friends are fucked up. But I'm like, yeah. So it's been a huge healing period, and especially finally, cutting out alcohol.
That's a story, and that was a very sad story. I felt the need to share the story here because I feel like that story might encourage someone. The truth here is this: a lot of people out there are experiencing similar thing in the family or worse things in the family. I've heard people speak ill of your family, and they say, you don't know what my family did to me. I don't want to have anything to do with them anymore. And this is just a clear example of that. Imagine your parents that were supposed to be the ones to protect you, help you, guide you in this wicked world, are the ones hurting you the most. It's crazy. I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh, this is new, like I haven't heard stories like this. I've heard stories of siblings sleeping with siblings, father sleeping with daughter, and all that. I've heard stories like this before, but that does not make you right. It's wrong. If you find yourself in a situation like this, please don't think it's normal. It's not normal. It's very much abnormal. Seek help, ask for help, cry out for help. I believe they have organizations that are willing to help. Her own case was different because her father happened to be in the police and he was holding a top position, which made it difficult for him to be brought down or even investigated. So it's a sad story.